going on, sexy? Ooh. Girl, whatever. Today we are going to talk about gray hair, menopause, and all of those things, right? Not that you're going through menopause just because you got gray hair, and even if you are going through menopause with gray hair, girl, you are a sexy silver fox, baby. And I know that it's a lot of stuff that's going on right now that's like stressing you out, right? And you like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Do I have to do my hair differently because I'm going through menopause? And what can I do to make my hair stop thinning and all of the things from menopause? What do I do? And oh my God, because I'm going through menopause, do my hair routines and patterns all have to change? Girl, no. Okay, they do not. So in this video, we are going to break down hair color, coloring gray hair, just hair color and its chemical complex in general. And we are also going to talk about menopause. So I really hope that you are interested in getting into this conversation. So let's get into it. I love you. I'm really excited. Okay.
I am back. What it do, baby?
So when we're talking about hair color, right? Whenever you have gray hair, you simply have hair that has let go, not lost, but let go of the melanin that lives within the hair's cortex. And this is how the human hair shaft looks. So many times we look at the hair shaft as a one-dimensional being, but it is not, right? You have a cortex, then you have the cortex first. No, you have the cuticle, then the cortex, then the medulla. And the cortex is what we're dealing with whenever we're doing permanent hair color and whenever we're doing highlights. So on her hair, what I'm doing is touching up her roots with a permanent hair color, and we're going to break down the difference between permanent hair color, semi-permanent hair color, and demi-permanent hair color. We're going to break that down in a second, but what you will see is that we are dealing with the inner cortex of her hair through both of these coloring processes, right? I'm putting a darker color on her hair. It penetrates to the cortex and it puts a new color, a new concentration of a certain form of melanin within the hair's cortex, and then we have this new hair color, right? And so that is what we're doing here at this point. Whenever you have gray hair, the only thing that you lack whenever your hair goes gray is melanin. You can still have a head full of healthy hair if you have gray hair, and most people think that just because their hair changed colors that all of a sudden all of their patterns have to change, where in reality, when you find certain women who have really long and beautiful hair and you talk to them, most of them wear their hair in the same hairstyle, same part on the same side, and everything stays the same, and things are very simplistic. And this is the thing that most women need to get back into, because everybody wants to know what brand new hairstyle that they should do, what different styles should I do, or in my opinion, the women on the planet with the healthiest hair do not wear 50 million hairstyles every week. They have like a set 2 to 3 styles that they rotate, and that's it, right? But I digress. Right now, I am simply focusing on her roots. Don't remember if whether or not I put highlights in. I think I did, so I'll let you know in a second. But first, let's hear from our video sponsors, Cynple Apothecary. We have so many amazing herbal blends and tinctures that help you to build from the inside. I teach you a lot of the different patterns that you can let go of and the new patterns that you can start to learn to make a part of your everyday routine. That's from the outside, but within the apothecary, I have so many different things that you can take that help you on the inside. So take a look around and check my website out and see what other people have to say about it, right? But as we keep going, I want to make sure that I get all of her roots. I see a lot of times people think you could just go and take color by the hand and next thing you know, you good. But no, let's hop into menopause. Menopause is a natural phase in every woman's life, but it doesn't always feel so natural when your body starts changing in ways that you didn't expect. One of the most noticeable shifts, hair thinning or even balding. If you're wondering why this is happening and what you can do about it, let's just keep talking. Like, chill. What you doing? Okay. Menopause marks the end of a woman's reproductive years. It typically happens between the ages of 45 and 55, though it can occur earlier or a lot later in life. During this time, the ovaries gradually stop producing estrogen and other two key hormones that regulate the menstrual cycle. Once estrogen levels drop, ovulation ceases and menstruation ends completely. But menopause isn't just about period stopping. The hormonal changes can impact everything from your mood to your sleep to the skin and, yes, your hair. So, how does low estrogen cause hair loss? It definitely can. So, don't think you're going crazy. Estrogen plays a big role in keeping your hair thick and healthy. It helps to prolong the growth phase of the hair growth cycle called the anagen phase. We talk about this all the time here on my channel. And allowing your strands to grow longer. That's what happens in the anagen phase. But when estrogen declines, hair spends less time in growing and more time in the shedding stage, the telogen phase, and then androgens, male hormones, become more dominant, which can shrink your hair follicles, especially in the crown and along the hairline. And the result is thinner hair, slower growth, and sometimes a noticeable hair loss. So, what can be done? What causes this drop in estrogen? So, beside the natural decline that comes with age and menopause, there are several lifestyle and health factors that can speed up or worsen estrogen loss. So number one is going to be your age, the natural reasons. The ovaries produce less estrogen with age. And next is chronic stress. High cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone, suppresses the body's ability to make estrogen in the first place. Oh, by the way, yes, I'm putting highlights on. We're just taking up the color that's on her ends. Girl is going to be cute, but just keep paying attention. Listen. After the high cortisol levels, right, it suppresses your body's ability to make estrogen. And then for nutrition, diets low in healthy fats, proteins, and key vitamins like B complex, zinc, and magnesium can reduce your estrogen production. Girl, so change your diet. And then number 4, excessive exercise or low body fat. Overtraining or extreme weight loss can disrupt the hormone balance and reduce estrogen. So if you've lost a whole lot of weight recently and your hair is thinning out, that could be a reason. And next up is smoking. Smoking speeds up menopause and reduces estrogen levels within the body. Next up is medical conditions like PCOS, for an example, premature ovarian insufficiency, POI. These different disorders all lead to hormonal imbalances. Number 7 is environmental toxins. Chemicals like BPA, these parabens, pesticides, and other different disruptors, they really interfere with the natural hormone production of the body. And then your birth control pills. Certain different birth control pills, they differently cause effects to the body. They all cause different effects into the body, and it affects your ovaries and different functions that can lower your estrogen production. So you have to be so careful with that. So there are a lot of different herbs that end up supporting your estrogen production. A lot of them we have in the apothecary. There's one in particular that's being added this week, and I'm so freaking excited about it. But I love these herbs. One that we have in the apothecary is Perimenopause. It blocks DHT, which is the hormone that contributes to the hair follicle shrinkage, and this often is used in hair growth supplements. So it's amazing. And I want you to check the links in the description box below. Look at my testimonial so you can see what people have to say about it. Next up is rosemary. It boosts the scalp circulation and stimulates the hair follicle. So this is amazing. And again, this is to be ingested into the body, not put on the scalp. And next up is red clover. It is amazing. It contains plant estrogens and it mimics the body's natural estrogen. This is the one that's coming to the Apothecary, and it's not just simple red clover. The mix is amazing. The blend is absolutely amazing. So I'm so excited about you guys seeing that. But I know that hair loss and thinning and different things like that during menopause could be so frustrating, and going through this, it makes you feel like there's something wrong with you, but there's really not. You going through menopause does not automatically mean that you're going to be bald. That's not what it means. It means that your body is stopping certain processes, and not necessarily stopping certain processes, but certain things are being adjusted. And by you working in co-creation with your body, if you know, okay, my body's not producing that much estrogen, and because my body's no longer producing that much estrogen as I'm going through menopause, I have to replace the things that my body is no longer producing. So once you replace the things that the body's no longer producing, you're good. So this is why I love herbs, and this is what I mean by all of this being a holistic practice, because it's not enough for you to say, oh, what style should I wear my hair in? What color should I do? What blow dryer should I use? That's not enough. You need more than that. You need to take extra steps sometimes to ensure that you're giving your body what you need on the external and on the internal. So menopause, there's nothing that you're doing from the outside of the body that is going to help you with the things that you're seeing in your body, on your scalp, or on your skin, your nails, your hair, anything. There's nothing you're going to do from the outside. This is an internal fight. Your body's not producing estrogen like it's supposed to. For me, for an example, my body deals with hidradenitis suppurativa. So my issue is I have an overproduction of estrogen. My body produces too much estrogen. And when my body produces too much estrogen, my immune system sees it as a threat. All of the hormones, they see it as a threat. So then my immune system goes to attack my sweat glands. And then my body is at war with itself until I replace and act in co-creation and say, okay, y'all stop. Estrogen, you slow down. Then I take something that slows down my estrogen. When the estrogen slows down, there are no more signals being sent to my sebaceous gland to produce more sebum. So I'm no longer getting inflammation within my hair follicle that causes my hair to fall out in my trigger spots. Give me a 2 below in the chat. Give me a 2 below in the comments, or just say, yes, girl, I get it, girl, in the comments if that makes sense to you. So when we're talking about menopause, when we're talking about alopecia areata, different things that deal with the immune system and the hormones, again, when we're talking about hair growth, it is coming from the internal. The things that you're supposed to be focused on as it pertains to your hair growth are your blood circulation, your hormones, and your patterns and your routines. Those are the things that contribute to your hair growth. And then some of the products that you use, like the things that you put on your hair, not on your scalp, those things help you with retention. And the thing that helps you to not retain length are the different styles that you do, are the different things and the different forms of tension that you put on the hair shaft. In this video, this is a 7-day challenge, growth cycle blueprint, bragging type of video. So with the videos, the pictures that pop up on the screen. So all of the pictures that you're seeing pop up on the screen are coming from men and women inside of the 7-day challenge. And this is one of the beautiful women that is inside of the 7-day challenge. She's been there for a while, and we're a family. Like, we have relationships. So a lot of times they'll just come and be like, girl, look at this. She was just showing the sebum that's flowing out of her scalp. So it's so funny whenever we have conversations within the group, it's just funny to see online. They're like, it's crazy, they feel like they're in the upside down with me, because while they're watching in the comments, while they're watching not just my comments, just across social media, for most of them it's hard to watch these things. Sidebar, so this video is very old, and she was one of the clients that she was not walking out of my room without edge control. That was the thing. But anytime my clients use edge control, I always give them like a lecture about what to do, how to take it off at night without messing it up, how to tie it up and all of the things. So I just really wanted to point that out. But I want you guys to really, really make sure that you are taking your time and finding a colorist that really knows what they're doing. And we're going to unpack some more things about color in a second. But I think that because we've ran into like this do-it-yourself phase, which is fine. I do stuff myself, so I'm not tripping on you. I feel like everybody looks for instant gratification, and nobody really double checks to see if the people that they're giving their money to actually know what they're doing, right? Because hair color does not damage your hair. Hair color does not make your hair fall out unless you do it wrong. It doesn't. Hair color is freaking great. It's amazing. If you want to try different colors on your hair, if you want to try different things, then you need to make sure you're going to somebody who knows how to do it without damaging the hair. Yes, chemicals are definitely going to mess it up. They will definitely mess up your hair if you don't know what you're doing. Absolutely. Relaxers can lead to cancer if people who don't know what they're doing are using box relaxers and they are just not properly educated. Absolutely. If the skin's barrier is not protected properly, that's what will happen, right? So I really hope that that makes sense, and let me know in the comments if whether or not that cleared things up for you. If you have menopause, because I really, really want you to know that you don't have to feel that way. You don't have to feel like you're missing out on anything. All right, let's keep going. So when we are talking about styling the hair, when we're talking about, again, wearing your hair in a bunch of different hairstyles, whenever you search across social media, or even when I look at my own comments, one of the things that I see the most are people like, Sam, what are different hairstyles I can wear my hair in? What are different ways that I can wear my hair and different things like that? The reality of it is, the majority of the reason why most people are experiencing so much inflammation, so many different forms of like traction, alopecia, and different things like that, is because we will not let our hair just lay on our head. We won't. And if our hair is just on our head, it has to be packed full of oils, full of butters, full of products, because we demonize flat irons, blow dryers, hooded dryers, roller sets, perm rods, and we think that the only way that we can wear our hair is with different like twisties, braids, and things of that nature. And there's nothing wrong with doing that from time to time, but for that to be the only way that you wear your hair, it will lead to tension, and it will lead to a slowing down of the natural hair growth cycle. But we're really talking about menopause. We're not really getting into all of that, so I don't want everybody to be getting their boxers in a bunch. Okay, don't get mad. You don't have to do none of that because it's not that serious. But this is how her hair ended up turning out. She was so happy. She was like, girl, yes, you got all that gray up out of my head, girl. And this is the thing. It's nothing wrong with coloring your hair. If you don't want to wear your hair gray yet, or if you decide that you never want to do it, it is okay. It's all right. You don't have to, but you need to make sure that you find a way to do it safely. And in my opinion, either sitting down and going to school for yourself, or sitting down and really, really studying how to properly color hair, take classes, whatever you have to do. If you just have to do it yourself, then I think that's what you should do. But it'll cost you more money to go pay for a bunch of classes than to just go in to a colorist once every couple of months when it's time to get your color retouched, and then you can do your hair yourself the rest of the way if you don't know what you're doing. But I'm making this video because I don't make hair coloring videos. I don't, because you have to think about it like this. when I make videos just about combing your hair out the right way, people are like, well, what if I use this instead of this? What if I use this oil instead of this? So if people can't even follow directions on something as simple as combing their hair every day, I'm definitely not going into chemicals. But I will break down hair color so you can understand the difference, because I think people are really, really confused about the difference between semi-permanent hair color, demi-permanent hair color, and permanent hair color. So check the link in the description box below so you can join my free group and get these PDFs that I put on the screen, right? It's not private if it's on the screen. If you see the PDFs on the screen, baby, they're in the free group. So number one, semi-permanent hair color. Semi-permanent hair color, it just coats the outer layer of the hair shaft, the cuticles. That's all it's doing. Just putting a coating on the outer layer of the hair shaft. That is it, and that is all. It's not penetrating. And the semi-permanent hair color, because it's only a temporary coating, after about 10 washes, about 10 shampoos, it's pretty much going to start to fade away. Demi-permanent hair color, it's a little different. It just partially penetrates the hair shaft, the cuticles, and the cortex. So the demi-permanent, it'll get a little bit of the cortex, but not like deep into the cortex of the hair shaft, not super deep, but partially. It penetrates partially, so it's not washing out. And like 10 washes, you may get a good 20. I like double the time, but it almost like just coats the cortex. It just kicks the cortex a little bit, but it doesn't get too deep in there. But permanent hair color, which I'm using on her hair right now, permanent hair color fully penetrates the hair shaft, the cuticles, and the cortex. That is the difference between semi-permanent hair color, demi-permanent hair color, and permanent hair color. Now, across my channel, right? And I'm not trying to be like, I'm the one who started this barbecue business. That's not what I'm trying to say, but there are not too many people on YouTube that brought porosity to you guys in the first place. And I remember when I first started talking about porosity and bonds and stuff online, people were like, she's making it up. No. The reason that I talk about porosity, and the reason that I talk about bonds so much, but the reason that I talk about the cuticle so much, is because it is the basis of everything that you do. So when we're talking about hair color, you need to understand the cuticles, how they work. You need to understand the cortex, how that works. And you need to understand the medulla. You need to understand how to open it and close it back up safely. These are the things that I want y'all to think about whenever we're doing hair colors. So like y'all, your jaslings and all of these colors that these YouTubers are telling y'all to use, they all fall in the semi to demi-permanent section. And the thing is, when we're talking about jasling, those are in the semi-permanent. They are just a coating. They do not penetrate the cortex. They don't do any of those, right? The beautiful browns, your rinses. A rinse is just a coating. It's like tinted lotion for your hair. Like tinted Vaseline for your hair. I'ma say no, tinted coconut oil. Because it takes a long time for it to shampoo off. Let's call it that. It won't weigh the hair down like coconut oil will, but it doesn't just come out with one shampoo, right? So if I remember correctly, I don't think she had, this was a while ago, but I don't think this was gray coverage. It was just giving her a different color. I think we went for like a chocolate brown, if I'm not mistaken, when I looked at it. But when we're talking about permanent hair color, sometimes they have high lift permanent hair color where the formulation does have the ability to take a little bit of pigment out if it needs to, if that's what you're going for, right? So that's something that I want everybody to think about. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about this. Does this make sense? Is it really easy to understand now that you can visually see what the cortex looks like, now that you can visually see what the cuticle looks like, now that you know the difference between permanent, semi-permanent, and demi-permanent hair color, do you understand why you just randomly putting that color on your hair and it looks like it was doing something, then you rinse it off and then it doesn't stick? Well, if you have gray hair, you cannot do anything with semi-permanent or demi-permanent hair color. Nothing. Because your hair, your cuticle, your cortex near your cuticle, no longer, your hair doesn't have any melanin left. So you need more than a coating. You need something that's going to penetrate the cortex and implant and put color there. So if you want to color your hair and you have gray hair, you using a semi-permanent hair color is not going to give you the type of coverage that you need. I tell everybody, if you have gray hair, you need at least 20 volume developer. At least 20 volume developer, and then you're good. But again, I really encourage you to go to a professional. Maybe if you got a professional in your family, or just really study hair color. I don't know how you can do that without a license, so I'm not gonna sit up here and lie with you and play with you like that. But that is the basis of everything. So I really hope that that makes sense, because when we're talking about hair color, when we're talking about chemicals, when we're talking about curly hair, when we're talking about straight hair, relaxed hair, none of that matters. And I think the main thing that confuses everybody is, instead of the focal point being the cuticle, the cortex, and the medulla, right? Your porosity levels, instead of those being the focus, all anybody is focused on is how many sulfur to sulfur linkages live within the cortex. Because at the end of the day, that's the only difference between a person with straight hair and a person with curly hair. It's the amount of protein to protein, sulfur to sulfur atoms, disulfide bonds. The more disulfide bonds you have within the hair's cortex, the curlier the hair is going to be. And then genetically, one genetic marker they find when you look at a bunch of people with black skin, right? You look at us and you say, okay, when you look at our follicles under an electron microscope, I'm sorry, you will end up noticing that the follicle is a little tighter. But then when you look at somebody, let's say of Asian descent, if you look at their follicles under an electron microscope, what you're going to notice is their follicle is perfectly round, right? Those are the genetic markers, but at its core, you can change those things. That's what a relaxer is. A relaxer is removing those sulfur to sulfur bonds from inside of the cortex of the hair shaft. Whereas if you have straight hair, the chemical formulation is something that puts in those sulfur to sulfur linkages, because they don't have as many. So you're adding more to the hair to make your hair curlier. That is the difference. So by you understanding the way that the human body works, it makes it easier for you to do things. But you just looking at your hair and say, it's curly, so I gotta use this brush. It's curly, so I gotta use this. That doesn't help you do anything. And I think at this point, over a decade after the whole Team Natural community started, and half of the women who started it have different forms of alopecia, I think we can say that those things didn't work. And the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. But there is another group of women who never fed into the Team Natural, and they've been doing the same thing over and over again, getting the same result, and that's healthy hair. So I need us all to really, really sit down and go to the core. Sit down and really, really look at your body. What issues are you having? If you are going through menopause, stop worrying. If you're going through menopause and your hair is thinning out and balding, stop worrying. All you have to do is increase your estrogen production. Your body's no longer producing enough estrogen to sustain the natural hair growth process of your hair. Your hair growth cycle is being cut short. Instead of your androgen phase lasting years, it's probably lasting you like a couple of months. And it grows and then falls back out. Or it grows so short, comes up through the follicle, but then falls out faster than you're able to notice that the hair is there. That's why I'm constantly telling y'all these products are not growing your hair back. They're not. They're just killing and balancing out the scalp's microbiome so that the body can refresh itself. That's it. So as much as I want to say, right, that, oh, girl, you like, girl, you gonna have to go to a dermatologist, or not as much as I want to say, as much as other people probably think I'm gonna say, oh, you gotta go to a dermatologist to join the 7-day challenge. The 7-day challenge of the growth cycle blueprint will help you reset all of your patterns, but moreover, you need to just change your hormones. You need to like really look at your hormones and the hormones that your body is producing or no longer producing, and adjust them. And the easiest way to do that is through your diet. It's through the things that you eat. Don't be mad at me, but you cannot complain about losing your hair and you eating a double cheeseburger every day. You cannot complain about losing your hair and the majority of your diet is not fresh fruits and vegetables and different herbs. You can't complain about it. But once you change those things, I can promise you, I'm telling you what I know. I'm not saying these things like, oh, you stupid and I'm smart. I'm smart and you dumb. I'm big and you little and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm not trying to say that, okay? I'm not trying to mistrunchable you. I'm just letting you know that there are certain products and certain patterns and routines that you should stop. Right? This is another thing that I want to know. The majority of women who have not put heat in their hair for years, when they finally do, their hair looks worse than this. Like, the ends look absolutely crazy. I want everybody to get out of this fear mentality, because even though y'all try to look at it as black power, it's really black fear. Y'all scared of combs, y'all scared of brushes, you scared of soft face shampoo even though you only wash your hair once every 6 months. You scared of blow dryers, so you stick your hair in a glory hole and don't know. Like, it's crazy. So if we really just sit down and go to the basics, go back to the basics, go back to the science of the human body, then everything will be good, right? So make sure you sit down, get a notebook. I really recommend that you watch this video twice, because you heard me this first time, but the second time you can like take notes and it'll really stick, right? So watch it twice, girl. And the second time, let me know what your favorite part of this video was. Again, this video is super old. I used to have my own product line. Nothing happened bad. I just don't want to sell hair products. I don't. Okay, but this is how her hair ended up turning out. I don't think, because it's such an old video, I don't think you can see it. It's picking up as good, but we went with like a cute like chocolate brown color or whatnot. That's how it ended up turning, y'all. And I love Joico. When I was behind the chair, the color line that I used was Joico. I love Joico Luma Shine. And because I use their hair color, then I use their shampoos and conditioners too whenever I was doing color treated hair or stuff. So I hope that this video was a little bit informational for you. Leave me some comments below if you want me to like tackle anything specifically. Obviously, without me going through like step-by-step direction, but maybe if you already colored your hair before and messed something up or something like that, any type of question, leave it below. And if I can answer it without spilling the growth cycle blueprint or the 7-day challenge beans, then I'll answer it. All right, but comment below, let me know what you think about your hair. I just want to say that all of the clients that pop up here on the screen were my favorites. I did not pick up my camera to record clients that I did not like, girl. I did not want them to think they were special and important on my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is how her hair came out. I really want to hear from you guys in the comments to know if whether or not this taught you anything different that you didn't know about menopause, and if you are excited about resetting the balance of hormones that your body is creating, because you can change it. Girl, you're not gonna be a bald-headed skittle diddle for the rest of your life just because you're going through menopause, baby.
I really hope that you like this video. I love the way that her hair came out. She was literally one of my favorite clients for sure. So let me know what you think about videos like this. I decided that my next couple of videos will just hop back into the computer and just go back down memory lane, just so you guys can get some visual representation before we move into new scalp disorders. So I love you, and I really hope that this video gave you the type of information that you needed on menopause and on hair routines and hair color. In our next video, we are going to talk more about hair color and why. Girl, I'm not teaching you hair color here on YouTube. Like,